What's going on, guys? It's NYPrepper here. I wanted to talk to you guys about the election and my thoughts about the election and everything that's happening. And I wanted to talk about the debate most importantly. So I want to just share my thoughts about that. And before I do that, I just want to mention some stuff about my channel and upcoming videos. So I'm going to be doing a lot of more firearms and survival videos, more how-to videos, more penetration tests with my different big bore cartridges. I'm actually going to be doing a penetration test very soon again with 500 Magnum again, 4570 and 300 Win Mag, and also more 416 Ruger tests. I'm going to do a series on reloading. I'm going to show you guys how to reload so you can hand load your own ammo. It's a lot easier than people realize, and it's a really good way to avoid the ammo shortage. And I'm actually, right now I'm tumbling some 44 Magnum and 500 Magnum cases. This is the Hornady M1 case tumbler. I did a review on this one. Alright, I already deprimed my cases and now I'm tumbling them. This is a great tumbler for anybody looking to get into hand loading. Hand loading is a critical skill for SHTF, and I think it's a skill that a lot of preppers overlook. You know, being able to load your own ammo is really, really good. Not only if you want to practice a lot, it saves you money, but also after the grid goes down, you could also, load your own ammo, and also it's a lot cheaper to stockpile powder and primers, and once you have powder, primers, and bullets, you can load them up as you need to, and buying the components individually is much cheaper than buying ammo that's loaded already from the factory. So I'm going to do a whole series on reloading and how to hand load and things to look out for. Okay, there's a lot that goes into hand loading. It's not like, building an erector set or something like that. It takes a lot of knowledge of ballistics and things like that. So, all right, guys. So I want to talk about the debates, and I want to talk about the big presidential debate that everybody's talking about. And it's a beautiful day today here. It's a little bit muggy. Temperatures are in the 60s. It's a little bit unusually warm today. It's cloudy, as you can see. Most of the leaves are gone over here. The foliage is mostly gone. There's still some oaks that are hanging on. The oaks always turn last. The leaves always turn last and fall off last on the oaks. But all the other trees the leaves are pretty much gone. The hickories and the maples, birches and things like that. So, I want to talk about the debate a little bit and, where we go from here as far as prepping goes. I think a lot of preppers, they focus too heavily on politics. And guys, no matter who wins the election, it's not going to change anything, It doesn't matter who wins the election, all right? Whether it's Trump or Biden, it's not going to change anything. Prepping should always continue no matter who is president. All right, there's a lot of people that think that because Trump won the election last time, a lot of preppers gave up prepping, because they felt that they didn't have to prep anymore because Trump got elected. And as you saw, we had the coronavirus and everything else that happened. We're in the middle of a huge ammo shortage right now. It's a hard time to find ammo, and all those preppers that pretty much gave up on prepping when Trump got elected are now suffering because they probably didn't stock up on ammo. They didn't stock up on reloading equipment. Okay, they didn't take the situation seriously because they thought that because Trump is president, everything is going to be fine. And if you think that way, you're gonna put yourself in a box, and prepping should always continue no matter who is elected president, whether it's Trump or Biden or anybody else. You should always continue to prep because things are there's always things that are on the horizon. And I've been doing a lot of videos lately on EMPs and nuclear war. And I've been talking a lot about EMPs and nuclear war. And I'm going to continue a few more videos in this prepping for nuclear war series that I'm doing. And I do believe that, an EMP is going to be the next big thing. I think that the powers that be, they tried to do the pandemic, and the pandemic, it was successful to a certain extent. It shut everything down, but it didn't shut everything down the way that they expected it to. And I think that the next time around, they're going to hit us with an EMP and then possibly a nuclear war. A nuclear strike on our military assets and our nuclear facilities, and basically decapitate our nuclear triad and decapitate our military infrastructure. Okay, I think that's what's in the plan, and that's what I talk about in my prepping for nuclear war series. If you guys have some time, you should go and check out that series. I talk about the theories behind a nuclear war. Everybody thinks a nuclear war would mean total annihilation and nuclear winter, but it doesn't always work that way. Russia and China, they don't want to have a total nuclear war where everything is wiped out. It's not in their interest to do that. But it is in their interest to eliminate our nuclear deterrent and eliminate our critical military bases. So this way they can, wage war around the world and occupy certain countries that they want to occupy to expand their territory and provide better food supplies, especially, for China. China needs more food supplies, they have a very limited territory. So, they're going to have to expand their territory at some point, to provide resources for billions of people in their borders, So, I think that no matter what happens with the election, no matter who gets elected, it doesn't really matter, You still have to prep. There's still a lot of threats on the horizon, EMP, cyber attack, grid down situation, and nuclear war are the big ones that I'm really concerned about. And I think that Russia and China could take down our power grid, just by a cyber attack. They could shut down our entire power grid just with a cyber attack. So, that should be enough to scare everybody. But, an EMP is a lot more likely than people realize, because they have EMPs on satellites now. So they could just push the button at any time and the United States wouldn't even know who did it, So, guys, I just wanted to do this quick little video. I'm going to do a lot more videos in my prepping for nuclear war series. I'm going to do a lot more shooting videos, and I'm going to do a lot more survival videos, especially winter survival, because I live in upstate New York and the winter is pretty harsh up here. For about 5 to 6 months out of the year, it's cold. So, if you live in a place like here where, you have a solid winter every year, you better know how to survive in the winter time. If you have to bug out in the winter, everybody thinks that you're going to be bugging out when it's 75 degrees in June or July and it's perfect temperatures. But, what happens if you have to bug out or escape when, it's 15 degrees outside and there's 2 foot of snowpack on the ground? What are you going to do then? What if the power goes out in the middle of January and there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, and you have to do security patrols and you have to patrol your perimeter, okay? Do you have equipment for that? Do you have snowshoes? Do you have cold weather gear to operate for extended periods of time in the winter? Winter is fast approaching here, so I'm going to do a lot more videos this year about winter survival and bugging out in the winter time and operating in the winter, okay, as a prepper, So look for those videos coming. And, that's pretty much it, guys. Continue to prep. don't get distracted by this election. You know, don't get distracted by who's going to win and Biden versus Trump. You know, it's all a big distraction, in my opinion. I think that they want to, and I've said this before, you know, they don't want you to pay attention to what's going on really around the world. You know, the EMP possibility, the rise of China and Russia. You know, China's continuously building their military and building up their military assets and building up their economy. You know, they want you to focus on Trump versus Biden. You know, they want you to sit there and watch the debate all night, you know, waste 2 hours of your life sitting there watching these two guys argue with each other for 2 hours. It's not going to add value to your life. It's not going to better your position, you know, sitting there wasting your time watching these debates, you know, getting into the weeds with all the arguments and the back and forth between Trump and Biden and blah, blah, blah. That's not going to better your position, okay? It's not going to improve your position. So don't waste your time getting into the weeds about this election. You know, I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion and you can't be a passionate supporter of Trump or Biden or anybody else. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can't be so passionate about the election that that's all you're focusing on, and you're neglecting prepping, you're neglecting your training and keeping your skills sharp, your survival skills, your shooting skills, your self-defense skills. You have to continue to prep. You have to continue to practice, okay? You know, don't get too much into the weeds with this election, because I believe it's a big distraction, you know, and, you know, it's possible that both of these candidates could be working for the same master. I mean, we don't even know. I know that's not going to sound popular with a lot of people, but you know, it's possible that a lot of these elections, in my opinion, no matter if they're Republican or Democrat or whoever's running, it's all an illusion of choice. You know, you're really not choosing between one or the other, because both of them are elites and both of them serve the same master. You know, I'm not saying that that's the case here with Trump and Biden, but regardless of who wins, you know, your life is not going to be drastically different. And the threats are the same. You know, the threats are the same. Whether Biden wins or whether Trump wins, the threats are the same. EMP, SHTF, economic collapse. Look what's going on with the economy, guys. The economy is not getting any better. Obviously, Trump would, you know, reduce the chances of a lot of these things from happening, but it's not a guarantee. You know, it's not like Trump is God and he could just wave his hand and totally eliminate all the troubles in the world, you know. You know, so if you like Trump and you want to support him, I have nothing wrong with that. If you like Biden and you want to support him, that's fine too. But don't get carried away. Don't waste your time. Don't sit there in front of the TV for hours, you know, watching debates and, you know, wasting your time, you know, listening to all these analysts make predictions and, you know, all this crap on TV. You know, focus on your preps. Do things that are solid, that are going to improve your position, all right? Learn new skills, hone existing skills, build up your preps, your food, your water, your ammo. You know, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, don't get distracted. Don't get carried away, because bottom line is, no matter who wins, Trump or Biden, it's not going to be a huge difference to you as a prepper, okay? It's not going to be a huge difference, like I said. You know, I know some people are going to disagree with that, and they're going to say that, you know, Trump is God and he's going to save humanity and blah, 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 you know. It's just not the reality, okay? Look what happened with the pandemic. You know, a lot of preppers stopped prepping when Trump got elected, and look what happened with this pandemic. And, you know, a lot of these guys are now crying and complaining that they don't have ammo and they can't find ammo anywhere. Because there's ammo shortages and all this stuff, you know, and, you know, that's a lesson to be learned, you know. Never stop prepping. It doesn't matter what happens with politics. Politics is just a big distraction for the elites to lure you in and to divide us as people. So don't get distracted, guys. Focus on prepping. Continue to prep. And I'll keep you guys updated. A lot more videos coming, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.